Action!
Twist on a beat.
The red light is blinking, and that means we're recording the latest episode of Three Men and a Baby Face. I am URI's Kaiser Soze, and I'm always joined with, well, these guys are supposed to be my friends, but when I wasn't listening, they called me cheap-ass gamer. But that's all right. First of all, I got my man Neil Totes. He's somewhere over here. What's up, Neil? How you feeling?
That feels good.
Is that
It
a Buffalo
feels
Bills jersey, right?
good.
All right. Buffalo Bills. I got right below me, I got my man. We're just going to act like he's... Fuck the Patriots. Moving on. Right below me, I got my man Smooth B25. What up, Smooth?
What's going on?
Of course, over here to my right, I got my man Sonic Nerd. How'd you wake up this morning?
In boost mode!
Damn motherfucking right. We woke up in boost mode because, guys, check it out. All right? PS4 Pro users who had the 4.5 update have just been enabling boost mode.
Yeah.
Okay, boost mode. So basically what's happening is, as far as you guys are concerned, this is overclocking your PS4 Pro. Basically, even games that you've had in the past can now get patched, and they get upgraded a little bit. And I've seen these videos. You guys have seen, I'm sure. Get on YouTube. You'll notice that there's more popping. You know, like, it's significant. I'd say, basically, you see a third more of what's going on away from the screen. The point is there's a lot going on there. Sonic, you've actually been able to play this damn thing. I'm going to pass the mic to you and tell us, what are you seeing as far as the PS4 Pro Boost? Because what I want to talk about is the fact that maybe this shit should have been out at launch. Like, what was the point of the PS4 Pro?
All right,
without,
so...
you know what I mean? So tell me about it.
Okay, so the PS4 Pro Boost mode is only applicable to unpatched PS4 Pro games. So everything that came out, like, 2 years or a year prior to the last... When was the launch of the Pro again? Beginning of November.
November.
Yeah, so like everything prior to that. There you go. No, it's November. Everything prior to that was unpatched is affected by this boost mode in some way, right? So I got a chance to check out boost mode through the PS4 Pro beta program, and it's in the new update. Everybody's gonna get it. So all of you guys who have a PS4, you're gonna get it at some point, but the beta users have it now. Basically, like you said, it unlocks the CPU, so some games are affected. I had a chance to check out a couple games, the first of which was Batman Arkham Knight, which was not patched, PS4 Pro patched, and I will say I noticed zero difference. Okay?
Thank you for being honest.
Okay,
I appreciate that.
Zero difference. Nada, nothing. I then checked out Doom. Zero difference.
No, not your favorite game of 2016.
One of my favorite games of last year, as you guys know.
Don't lie to us.
That game had no difference with boost mode. I got a chance to check out Wolfenstein: The New Order, one of my favorite games on the platform. No difference. Zero. Nothing.
Wait, are you sure you took the update? I mean, from what we're hearing online, it affected a lot of these games.
So that's the thing. If you watch Digital Foundry and you see they're measuring the frame rate, and then they'll show it goes from 30 frames a second to 35 or 36, you're not going to notice that frame rate difference. You're just not. So this goes back to, I've been seeing online, some people have been saying that this should have been there at launch, right?
Some people are saying Smooth's been saying that.
Smooth has been advocating that. Smooth, I'm going to let you say your piece before I rebut what you're gonna say. So go ahead. Why should this be at launch?
So I felt like at launch, the message was confusing. It was like, okay, you're gonna get the 4K if you got a 4K TV, but what about the people who only have 1080p? It's like, is it worth the upgrade? Are they gonna see a difference? And Sony's response was, yes, maybe, sometimes, if there's a patch, So it really wasn't clear what the upgrade was if you didn't have a 4K TV. There are some people who were like, you know what, I'm getting the Pro, I want the extra textures and the graphical fidelity and the extra frame rate. But one of the biggest problems was there were a lot of games that ran worse on the PS4 Pro if you didn't have a 4K TV. So when it's running in the standard PS4 mode, games ran worse.
Can
you I thought that was somewhat of a
hold on.
Can you caveat that comment by saying like 3 games played worse out of the 25 that came out?
Hold on, Neo. Not even worse, right? It's worse by like 2 or 3 frames a second, right? Because remember when Watch Dogs.
Wait a second. No. Let's not nitpick here, Sonic. Let's not nitpick here, because 2 or 3 frames is why the PS4 is better than the Xbox One. You know what I mean? That's the whole basis of the like fanboy.
But
that's the whole other argument. But we all know that the reason why the PS4 is visually better is because of resolution.
Yes. All right, moving on. Let's go.
But it's like, again, if you're spending an extra dollars to get the Pro version, it should perform better 100% of the time. It shouldn't be.
Here's my thing, though. So there's 3 games out of 25. Are you telling me there was 3 games out of 25? So what you're really telling me is the PS4 Pro, the excuse for getting it was to see 25 games better. That's it. The opportunity to maybe play 25 games better. And 3 of those, so what is that, an 8th? I don't want to do the math here, guys, but basically the math isn't sounding right to me.
Well,
like
that was the thing.
The whole purpose of the PS4 Pro. Why it even exists? Now I'm starting to question that.
No. Hold on. So what Smooth deals in like absolutes. If it performs worse in one game, it performs worse. Period.
In all games.
In all games.
If you've played one game on easy, you've played all games on easy. That's his logic.
Sonic, come on, Sonic.
Yeah. So I mean,
stop playing games on easy, and this wouldn't be.
I played one game on easy.
Come on, Neo. Tell us, Neo, how you feeling about this Boost promo? Should this have been out at launch?
So okay. I'm gonna be honest. Should have it been out at launch? Yes. Am I going crazy because it wasn't? No, not at all. Because here's the thing. Notice that Sony didn't even market this. Nobody even knew about this until they looked at the beta information and said, "Oh, there's a boost mode that's enabled." Now, I think.
I mean, that's the best thing they could have done, though.
Well, but
we hadn't heard any rumors of this, and they had been released without it.
But I think that there was a reason for this. It sounded like Sonic was about to allude to this, where he started. Digital Foundry did the analysis, right? And I feel like a lot of people are reading the headline and it says boost mode, and they all of a sudden assume that they're gonna get double the horsepower, double the graphics, right? But the problem is, really, it's not that much of a boost, and it's really hit or miss depending on the game, depending on how GPU centric the game is. So a lot of people who read headlines, hint, the guy over there, right, are building a whole argument over this, right? But they haven't looked at any of the details. Some games.
Hold on, my man Smooth is saying it should have been out by launch. This should have been available at launch. You're agreeing with them?
No, I'm saying that in an ideal world, yeah. But here's the thing: we're talking about launch.
So he's agreeing with me.
No. Hold on. Launch was November.
We could end the show right here. I mean,
no. What I'm saying is,
agreeing on something.
No.
What the fuck?
Do I want $1 million? Yeah. Now, but that doesn't mean that I can't wait for 3 months. 3 months, technically, for the Wii U, we would consider 3 months the launch window. You know what I mean?
I mean, so it's like, what $1 million has to do with this? Should this have been available at launch?
No, my point is that 3 months is not that much. It's not that long a time. We're not talking about years later. We got it 3 months after. I mean, really?
I feel the same way.
I still think that they rushed it out.
They rushed it out by 3 months.
In response of, number one, you had the Xbox One S that came out that had, was being touted as a 4K machine. You got the 4K Blu-rays, you got the 4K streaming, and the one had the one.
Neo, I want to go around real quick. Neo, would you have gotten the PS4 Pro before this?
Yes, I did.
You would have gotten it before this. Doesn't change anything. Sonic, you did get it before this.
I bought it at launch.
Neo, would you have gotten this? I mean, Neo, Smooth, would you have gotten this before?
No, because I don't have a 4K TV, and the differences weren't that big a deal anyway. So
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sonic,
play Last of
Us.
Tell us
why it doesn't even matter that this isn't available at launch. Tell us why you're the kind of guy that can wait 3 months. That's the kind of guy Sonic Nerd is.
Hey, listen, the reason this isn't a big deal is because in theory, it's an amazing idea and it's an amazing feature to have for your console. And obviously, I will agree with Smooth in this respect. If it was available at launch, then it's another talking point that you can add to why you should buy a PS4 Pro.
Okay, so first of all, it's not just another. In my world, it's like the second talking point.
But it's not.
And another thing I want to mention real quick is you guys just all agreed with Smooth. You guys just all agreed with Smooth.
No. But you know what happens? But then let's just say we go ahead with this, right? And then Smooth will be quick to say, but it only does a 3% boost. You know? At the end of the day, what this was, remember what Microsoft said, we'll boost the graphics by 8% if you remove the Kinect. This is exactly what this is.
It's exactly what they're...
It's exactly the same thing.
Thank you. No, that brings me... Hold on. That brings me to my next point. And that is, if we're talking about what should have been at launch, right? The hypocrisy in Smooth's argument is that he's saying that a feature that's so small should have been at launch for the PS4 Pro, but refuses to acknowledge that there are no games for the Switch, right? Keeps making all these excuses.
Listen.
Let me recap.
Hold on.
Neo turned it into an Xbox argument. Neo just made it so that we all remember that the Xbox is almost marginally as good as the PS4 Pro. And my man Sonic just turned it into a Nintendo argument. Because all roads lead back
to Nintendo.
Because let me tell you, the Switch is launching with just Zelda, right?
No way, Smooth! Tell them all the games that are coming out.
So if you're gonna say that the boost mode should have been at launch, shouldn't games be at launch for a new console?
No.
A brand new console like this?
Sonic. Not even games. How about party chat at launch? How about party
Netflix?
chat?
How about an internet browser?
So hold on.
How about the ability to take screenshots?
We're talking side features, a web browser versus the core reason to buy a PS4 Pro.
Remember what I told you?
Hold on. This isn't called the Nintendo Switch web browser or the Nintendo Switch with Netflix. This is the Nintendo Switch.
This is the
PS4 Pro. This would be the equivalent of the Nintendo Switch launching without the ability to play in handheld mode. You can only play on the TV. We'll enable the handheld mode later.
I don't know about that.
I mean, come on, that's a core feature.
Because we know it's coming.
Not a core feature.
I think the funniest thing about this...
We're talking about the PS4 Pro. It's supposed to be so much more powerful. Games supposed to run better.
Negative, Ghost Rider. Look, to make it really simple, Sony gave hardware. They boosted the specs on the hardware. It's up to the developers to do this.
Marginally.
No. Let me give you specifics with this, right?
For a small sample size of people, so the audience is small.
This is not
because of the devices and equipment that's available to them.
I'm gonna give a whack game as an example, but this is the Digital Foundry analysis, right? So they gave an example of Knack, and they said Knack runs at 37 frames per second on a base PS4, right? With boost mode, it runs at 43 frames a second. So you're talking about a 6-frame difference, right? Now, developer patched for the Pro, it runs at 54 frames per second. So what does that tell you? That at the end of the day...
Knack was a horrible game, which I said since the fucking day one. And all the people that bought the system at launch had to justify it. And they were like, no, it's pretty good, man. Come on.
No, guess what?
But I get you, Neil. I get you.
This is where a good point gets derailed.
But Nintendo!
If Knack was a Switch launch title, it would be a system seller.
Yeah.
Or it would be looked at as a system
seller.
Smooth
would be selling it.
Zelda.
Smooth would be like, you need to get it for Knack. You have to.
Yeah, Knack. Yo, did y'all see Knack? All
right, so let me say this. So what you guys are telling me is that PS4 Pro Boost mode makes gaming experiences better. That's what you're telling me, right, guys?
No. Marginally better.
Marginally better.
Marginally.
According to Digital Foundry, though. That's what I'm saying. No. In practice, listen, I mean,
we keep bringing up Digital Foundry. Okay. Can we just bring... I mean... The human eye test. You know what I'm saying? The human eye test.
So yes, there are some games that pass that test. Like I don't know which game. I think it was like a racing game where you could see the frame rate better. I think it was Project Cars where it definitely looked better. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's hit or miss with that. That's why I'm saying that if Sony didn't think that this was a marketing point, if Sony didn't think that we should sell it with this kind of saying this message, I think that this is just another reason for the people who don't own a Pro and are trying to rag on the people who do.
See, I don't know. The way I see it is, I don't think that they got it done on time. They weren't sure if they were going to be able to ever do it. So instead of them trying to bring it up and then it become a negative blow, they played their cards perfectly. They played it close to the vest. When they were able to accomplish it, now it sounds like a plus. But let's be real. They didn't do this in 3 months. So this was supposed to be part of who the Pro was.
You
know what I'm saying? Like when they created the Pro,
okay.
it should have been part of it.
Listen. I'll buy that. I'll buy that.
Listen, you're a PS4 Pro guy, man. But let's be real here. If this were Xbox that did this, Sony fanboys would go nuts. We can't just flip it. You know what I mean? Like we got to play both sides of the ball here.
Hold on.
Man, this is a big deal.
But why wouldn't
Xbox
Sony
do that with the S mod?
Yeah.
It had like an 8% up to an 8% boost, but they didn't even go around announcing it because they weren't announcing this.
What are you talking about? They did.
They didn't go around touting it as a pro console. So they're like, oh, by the way,
give me a break.
But it's not a pro console.
Listen.
Right.
What did they announce when Gears came out? When Gears came out.
By the way, it'll work in HDR. By the way, some games might see something.
No. Even the guy, even the developer from Gears said it's more powerful. Like, and what I mean by that is that it's planting the seeds to the community way before the game comes out. Sony's the first person to boast about numbers, about how better their console is. You think that they wouldn't announce this sooner? If it was significant, if it was worth announcing?
Wait, so you're talking about one developer versus Sony? Like you're talking about the developer on Gears versus Sony's messaging or Microsoft messaging?
Gears almost, I could arguably say it's the Xbox One system seller, second to maybe Halo.
It's pretty damn good. Well, listen, all right, let's wrap this up real quick. Here's what I got to say. First of all, we're all in agreement that this should have been available at launch. All right, everybody just said that. It should have happened 3 months ago. I guess some of us are basically saying it's not even. What I'm hearing from Sonic is this isn't even newsworthy because the significance is not big. So if that's the case, it's not worth us arguing about whether it's a plus for the system or a negative for the system. It's both. It's not a negative for the system, so I'm going to disagree with Smooth, but it's not a plus either. This isn't going to now make me go out and buy a PS4 Pro.
I'll agree with that.
So then what is the incentive to upgrade then? If you have
resolution,
we haven't heard that yet.
No,
but
we're
still waiting.
What are you guys talking about? You get. First of all, there's games that run marginally better in resolution. Understood. 1440p. There's games that run 1800p that look way better. There's games that double the frame rate. Like,
look, he said it. Say it again, Sonic. Say it again, Sonic, because I don't think that Smooth is getting that. I'm sorry, Smooth.
First of all, there's games that do double the frame rate. Like Rise of the Tomb Raider. There's a high frame rate mode, and you toggle it. It goes from 30 frames to 60 frames a second. Okay, yeah. It's on a per game basis. That's something what they said.
That's something that you would experience. Not having 4K, you'll be able to get double the frame rate. Like look at what I was saying before with Knack. Knack goes from base 37 frames a second to patched 54. That's almost double. That's almost double the frame rate.
So you're saying that the incentive to upgrade is Knack and Tomb Raider. That's it.
Exactly.
Absolutes.
That's what it's coming
ready,
down
ready,
to.
ready? Perfect example of absolutes.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and wrap it up.
Absolutes.
I want to thank everybody for joining us as always. If you like what you saw, go ahead and like the video. If you want to see more of what we got coming up, then make sure you subscribe because we're doing this every week, man. You guys heard it here first, man. It's not a motherfucking big deal. It's not a big deal. If you don't have a PS4 Pro, you don't need to go get one. I don't know what these guys are here saying. Neo doesn't want to press the finale music because he wants to get the last word in. But it's over, Neo. There's no reason to get a PS4 Pro. No, the Pats got lucky. Damn you, dirty birds.
No.
2018, man.
I like your
guys right here. Peace.